Hi everybody, my name is Lee and today I'm going to show you how effortless the Cricut Maker cuts felt. I'm going to make a woodland themed felt mobile and we will use the following items. My pink fabric grip mat, an embroidery frame, some string, my trusty glue gun, beads, googly eyes, extra glue for in case, various colors of felt blocks, and my scissors. The felt is not prepared in any way. It came from the craft store and we are going to use it just like it is there with no backing on it whatsoever. I like to protect the pink fabric grip mat from fiber remnants by covering it with some vinyl transfer tape, sticky side up. This way, if some felt fibers remain behind, it will be on the transfer tape and not on the mat itself. The glue on this mat is different and you cannot scrape the fibers off with a scraper. You also cannot wash this mat or use baby wipes to clean, as you can with all your other mats. You can cut approximately 7-9 times on the transfer tape before you have to replace it. If you do end up with any fibers on your mat, you can remove it with masking tape or transfer paper. Moving over to the software, we need to prepare the designs for cutting. So open a new canvas and then we choose to upload the design into the software. So we choose upload images and we need to browse to find where we have saved the image or the design. And we select the design and click open. Then we click upload. We select the new upload we've done and say insert images. And there is our 3 little woodland animals that we are going to use. The first thing that I would like to do is to change the height of the animals so that they are all 10 centimeters high. To do this, I will ungroup my design, select the first animal, and then resize that animal to be 10 centimeters high. Because the aspect ratio is on, the width will automatically adjust in relation to the height measurement, keeping everything proportionally correct. We are going to repeat the process for the other 2 animals as well, and I will resize the leaves to be 3 centimeters and 2.5 centimeters respectively. The squares of felt I am using are 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. I know that in the cut settings there is no media size to choose with this measurement, so I'm going to create a square measuring 19.5 by 19.5 centimeters to use as a guide for placement of my design elements. The 0.5 centimeter is my safe space, just for in case the square is not quite 20 by 20 centimeters. Now I'm going to select the color sync tab and move the square onto the orange color. So select the square and just drag it onto the orange. The square changed color and it is now an orange square, and I can take the orange part of my fox and put it onto the square. I will go back to my layers panel and then just choose to duplicate the body of the fox and flip it horizontally so that I create a back portion of the fox when it is on the mobile. Select both these 2 elements and I will choose to attach them. These elements will now move together and stay together until I unattach them. When I send to cut this project, they will stay in the same position, and I am sure they will fit nicely on my felt square. I will now repeat this process for the grey and the white elements. I'm going to select all the black elements and change their color to a light grey so that it's a bit more easy to work with them and you can see what you're doing. Moving on to the color sync tab, I'm going to move the square from the white color onto the new grey color and place my elements where I want them to be. Once I've placed all the elements where I want them to be, I'm going to select them all and choose Attach, and then move over and change the color back to black. The last two things we need to do is to prepare the leaves to be cut. So we will go to the Color Sync panel, move the square over to the first green, place the leaf on the green, move over to the Layers panel and choose to duplicate the green leaf a couple of times. Once you are happy with the amount of duplications, move the green square away, select all your leaves, and we will now need to align them. First, we will center them vertically, and then we will move back to the align function and distribute them horizontally. This ensures that all the leaves are spaced equidistant apart. We can now go and group all the leaves we have and then start duplicating again. Keep on duplicating until the green square is filled with leaves. We can then move the green square away, select all of them, and this time we are going to align them left and then distribute them vertically. When you are happy that all your leaves are going to fit onto your green square, you can select them all, choose Attach, and your leaves are ready to be cut. We are now going to repeat this process for the other green leaf. the square that you have used as your template. I am now finished preparing and placing all my design elements and are ready to send my design to be cut. Select Make It. The software is now sorting all the elements on mats by color. I like to move the placement of my cuts around on my mat. By default, the software will always place your cut at the top left corner of the cutting mat. So sometimes the sticky of your mat in that corner are gone, but there is still a lot of stickiness on the rest of your mat. By alternating the placement of the cuts, you ensure that you are using your mat to its fullest stickiness. Once you are happy with the placement of the cuts, switch on your machine and make sure it is connected to your computer and click Continue. The software will now check the connection between my computer and the maker. Then it will ask me to set the base material, which in this case is felt acrylic fabric. Next, it's going to tell me to load the rotary blade. To do this, open the tool holder marked B and install the rotary blade, making sure that the gears at the top fit correctly, and then close the tool holder. Next, place the white felt on your mat and load the mat by pressing the flashing load button on the machine. You will notice the software now tells you to press Go to start cutting. You can now press the flashing Cricut logo on the machine to start the cutting process. The machine will then check if the right tool for the cut job is indeed in the machine, and it will then proceed to start cutting. Once the cut is complete, you can press the unload button on the machine. The load and unload button are the same double arrow buttons. Remove the white felt, and just like that, all your elements are cut out with absolutely no hassle. We will now repeat this process for all the other colors, following the cut sequence as it is displayed on your computer screen. So first white, then grey, then black, then orange, then green 1 and green 2. Once all the cutting has been done, it is time to save our project. So we are going to select Save, and then we are going to give our project a name and click on Save again. You will then get a notification at the top of your screen that your project was saved successfully. And if you now go onto your My Projects, you will see that your saved project appears there. You can now quit out of the design space, and we are going to assemble the animals. Use the glue gun and glue all the elements in place on the various animal bodies. Once you have done that, you can add some googly eyes to all of them. Now, all you need to do is to decide on the length of the string that will make up the mobile. Attach your animals and fill up the space with some of your cut leaves. I also decided to make some string with just leaves as fillers. I randomly used beads at the beginning or end of a string to finish it off. Attach the strands of strings to your embroidery frame and use some leftover leaves to glue the leaves over the strands of string. This looks pretty and keeps the strands in place. Cut 3 more strands of string, tie them to the embroidery frame as well, and then tie the other end of those to a key ring that you can use to hang the mobile with. Thank you for joining me, and thank you Lehanda and the Kelirosh team for organizing and hosting this event.